I know some of you are going to get mad at me for saying this, but job security doesn't exist anymore.
Most job security is no longer secure.
The days of stable income are over. I just got off the phone with an executive and they said that they're getting ready for another round of layoffs in June.
So this is not to be pessimistic. I'm just a realist. But do not feel bad for doing what you have to do in this economy.
Workers are dying in silence. The struggle to survive is real. Job security is no longer in existence. There is a constant mass layoff in 2024.
I know some of you are going to get mad at me for saying this, but job security doesn't exist anymore. The job market is so turbulent right now. It's ever changing and there are mass layoffs. Even people who have been at the same company for 20 years, their entire career, have been laid off and are completely blindsided. Even if you're a part of a union, that doesn't equal job security either, because they could literally close your role and you no longer have a job. Okay.
Most job security is no longer secure. You fill out all these applications, you go on all of these interviews, you answer all of these questions, you fill out all of this paperwork, you take all of this training just for somebody to possibly snatch your job up after a month and a half due to performance issues. Fuck out here. Wake the fuck up, Preston. We are going through a renaissance period right now, and it is the digital renaissance, which means any motherfucking body who has enough gumption and enough wherewithal to actually start the process, do the process, and see the shit through can start making more money than a motherfucker who went to school, got good grades, and got the good job that they were supposed to retire from. There are some 9-to-5ers that are going to be an integral part of the economy, but we are quickly transitioning into an entrepreneurial economy.
Hello fam, how you all doing? Please take a moment to like this video and subscribe. Today's video is on workers dying in silence. The struggle is real. It's not easy. People are getting laid off. The usual job security is no longer in existence. Job security is no longer in existence. That's true up to an extent, because the economy is going crazy, and it's not just the consumers that are only being affected. The producers, the employers are also being affected. If there's a hike in the cost of production material, what do you think is going to happen? What do you think is going to happen to manufacturers? What do you think is going to happen to companies and organizations? That's exactly what's happening. And also, some companies are after workers that are going to work smart and cut costs for them. Gone are the days where you think because you worked for an organization for a very long time, you think you have a secured spot, and to you believe you're going to work there until retirement, and you get paid your retirement plan or retirement fees and all that. I don't think that is what we are seeing currently, because even the oldest workers in some organizations are getting laid off. Like I said, employers are looking for ways to cut costs. So if they have workers that would come in and work for them and they pay them less, they'd rather employ those people and let go of the old workers, because everyone is about maximizing their expenses at this point in time. The economy is not good on anyone. So people that feel like, oh, I've been working here for the longest time, oh, my job is secured. Sweethearts.
This opportunity is not for people who need a stable and well-paying job. We have deep compassion for those in need of financial stability, as we're in the same situation. But dollars is not all of our motivation for this company. When we are successful, dollars will be a successful byproduct. Well, they will be for you, won't be for your employees. Our goal is to fundraise soon, but in the beginning, the salaries will be slightly below market rates. This opportunity is not for someone who needs consistent direction and mentorship and need to be told what to do and how to do it, or wants stability in their job, have shifting priorities, which is great for velocity, but not so great if you're someone who likes certainty. So basically, they've said, this job, which you should apply for, is not for someone who wants a stable and well-paying job, because, no one wants that. No one who wants consistent direction and mentorship, because everyone hates that. Like, no one likes to know where the company's going or what the direction is or anything there. Or stability in their job, because when you have a family or a mortgage or kids, the last thing you want is reassurance there. Wow, I almost respect the honesty of this one.
The days of stable income are over. I just got off the phone with an executive and they said that they're getting ready for another round of layoffs in June. They're already being told to prepare that list. So I want you to know that the days of income stability are over, and it's really up to us as individuals to create as many passive income streams as we can. This is why I've chosen to be a consultant, to be a fractional CMO, to work for myself. I've challenged myself to not only make the big bucks in self-employment, but also create the lifestyle that I want, the freedom that I want. So I don't have to be in meetings all day, don't have to be subjected to layoffs every year. And look, I'm someone who's been laid off twice in the last 2 years, which is what has forced me into really looking at entrepreneurship hard. I'm not saying that entrepreneurship is for everyone and that it's going to solve all of your problems, but for the ones that know what I'm talking about, give yourself a chance. You've given these corporations a chance. You've given your energy to these corporations. If you can do this, and I know you can, try to start a side hustle. You can still be working that corporate job. But just know, seeing layoffs and seeing the environment we're in, this is only going to get worse. This is only going to get faster, and they're only going to get more bold with layoffs. And in our world, money is energy. So if you don't have money, you probably don't have a ton of energy to give to the things you love. And that's just the stark reality. If you want to get started with trying to understand your budget, your finances, what the first step is you should make, I'm offering my budgeting guide for free along with the video walkthrough. And I'm always here as a resource. You can also listen to my Unstuck podcast where I go through all of this. And it's going to be a big focal point of my newsletter now. How can we create stable income for ourselves so that we don't have to worry about layoffs? So we don't have to worry about if the lights are going to turn off. So we don't have to worry about if we're going to have enough money for retirement.
So as you know, we are seeing hundreds of thousands of layoffs in 2024. It's really just a repeat of 2023. But here's something I've noticed. I've noticed a distinct pattern with how companies are going around this. Step number one, they have a call to return to the office. And when they make that call to the return to the office, they're assuming that a large percentage of people will forfeit their jobs because they're not willing to relocate because they were working remotely. So for example, the company is based in Chicago, but you're working in Delaware. You're not going to make that relocation in Chicago. Maybe some people will, but quite a lot of people won't, given that there's really high interest rates, the housing market is crazy, and just moving for a job is a ton of work. That's basically what we call quiet layoffs. The second stage in this process is simple. They cut even more people, and this time they use AI and trying to work leaner as the excuse to do this. We've seen companies like IBM do this. We've seen Dell just do this. And I'm anticipating companies that are forcing people back to the office, companies like Salesforce, they are going to do layoffs real soon. It kind of proves my point that I've been saying for a long time. Number one, the job market is only going to get more brutal. And number two, no company or job is stable. You need to look out for yourself.
He's right. You need to look out for yourself. No job out there is stable because the companies, the organizations, they're also struggling. Like I said, everyone is trying to cut costs. Everyone is trying to maximize their profit. And the other speaker suggested having a side hustle, being an entrepreneur. I did mention this in the video I made in the past, and someone said not everyone can be an entrepreneur. We understand, but you still have to think about your future. You still have to think about your income, your survival. If you can wake up in the morning and go to someone else's work and make it work for them there, then you can start up something by the side. No one is saying you should go break the bank or you should have a large number of people working for you. You might not need people to work for you. You're doing your thing yourself. Just grow it because it's important for you to do that. If you're in an area where you're allowed to farm, you can acquire a farmland. Start farming as a side hustle. One thing with farming is this: people will always eat food. People will always look for something to eat. If you need to join the necessary organization that will give you the permission to sell your food items, do that. That's an extra income. So think about how you can survive should you lose your job. Don't wait till when you lose your job before you start looking for a way out. Being an entrepreneur does not necessarily mean that you have to be a CEO of a big company. No. Sometimes when people hear that word entrepreneur, it sounds big to them. It sounds stressful. It sounds like, oh, there's this huge stuff I need to do. I can't do it. It's not just what it is. It's not just that alone, honestly. You can start by thrifting, selling your items, rendering services. There's a whole lot of things you can do as a side hustle that can help add to your income.
So this is not to be pessimistic. I'm just a realist. But do not feel bad for doing what you have to do in this economy. I've been seeing people post about how they had to give up their new car or how they had to go back to a 9-to-5 after doing entrepreneurship, move back in with their parents. And I know that it sucks. I just wanted to stress to you that it's not your fault. It's really the economy. As a millennial who lived through pre-pandemic and then now, it was totally different. Yes, I was able to pay off my car, but my car note was $300 a month. It was only $16,000 for a brand new car at that time. You can't find a brand new car for that price anywhere. Another thing too, when I was paying rent, it was $800 back in 2017, 2018. And that was for a 3-bedroom. That same apartment right now is $1,400 a month for a 1-bedroom. House prices, I could literally write an essay. I could write a book. The interest rates, of course, were way lower, but the house prices were not crazy. I bought my house for $165,000. The houses in my neighborhood right now are going for almost $300K, which is crazy. I say all that to say you can't take accountability for things that are just simply not your fault. Jobs are not paying that much. The economy is going up. Eggs are $31. So when it comes to doing what you have to do to survive in this economy, do not feel bad. It's just a sacrifice.
Forbes did a study. People who stay at jobs for longer than 2 years make essentially 50% less their entire lifetime. So my thing is like, you need to be either up or out every 2 years. Every 2 years, you need to be getting a 10 to 15% promotion at a minimum every 2 years. Otherwise, you need to leave. You need to go somewhere that's going to pay you. Because if you're not doing that, you're going to be making less. And people are like, well, the job market's bad and like, it's not the great resignation anymore. I agree. I concur. It's not as easy as it was 2-3 years ago. But we have to take a long, hard look at ourselves and be like, am I actually doing a good job? Do I deserve a raise? Because the best people, the smartest people, the people who perform the best and have the best results and make sure their boss knows that they're doing a good job. They tell people what they're going to do. They do it. And then they tell everyone how they did it. Those people are going to get paid every year. And they always have since the dawn of time.
People think that I'm exaggerating when I say that it's almost impossible to get fired by the federal government. This person here said that she's a federal employee and she's literally seen fights and people no call, no show, and they still have a job. I'm telling you, if you want to get into a stable career, working for the federal government, especially working in GovTech, is one of the best type of careers that you can have because you have a stable job, it's recession proof, and you get paid high salaries, and it is very low stress. And if you don't know about my YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel as well. I'm always on there dropping long form information about GovTech and interviewing other GovTech professionals as well. So check it out.
Federal jobs are recession proof, but not everyone can have it. Not everyone can have the job. I understand what she's saying. The same goes for government job as well, because they don't fire people anyhow. They hardly fire people. People hardly lose their job. But the truth here is not everyone can have that job. The lady that spoke about getting promotion every 2 years, of course, you should look for what you deserve. You should go for what you deserve. But the truth of the matter here is this: that is no longer common. Companies are struggling. Organizations are struggling. I've seen dry promotion. People get promoted without a raise. Times are hard. There's global economic crisis. Inflation is something else. So for me, I think the best bet is to hold on to your job, the one you have, and have a side hustle. Don't let go of your work and then go start a business. It's going to be a struggle because being an entrepreneur is not even a walk in the park. It's not easy. So don't let go of what you have and start something new that you don't know exactly how it's going to pan out. Hold on to your job, work less, and make time out for your side hustle. This is all I have to say. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, and I will see you all in the next one. Thank you.